Welcome to One Book, One Review. I did it again. I don't believe this. I'm like the last to arrive at a party. I've been procrastinating filming my video response to BookRatMisty's book chat until now. And it was partly because I didn't know what to say. The book chat this month is about buzzwords and deal breakers, and I just don't have that many. So when I thought Priscilla from thereadables do her response or Let's Talk video, I thought she had a good idea. She was talking also about what we did before BookTube and what we're doing now. So I'm going to combine those two as well and steal her idea. I hope you don't mind. So let's talk about my reading history first. As far as I can remember, I've always loved books. I've always been a reader. My parents read, my brothers read. There were always books around in the house, and I loved the school library. I used to just borrow books all the time. I spent all the breaks inside in the library so that I didn't have to go out and play with all the others. I was just reading, and I didn't care about what I was reading. I just took a book. I took most of my brother's books, which were like adventure and fantasy, or anything that I could come across in the library that the librarians gave me. When I went to America after school, I read a lot of the books that my host parents had. There were some classics and crime fiction and Grisham and all these things, so I liked those. I got into that. And I got into buying English books as there were no German books available. Then I started studying English literature, and I was introduced to a lot of new authors and genres, and I wanted to catch up on some classics that I've never read. And I'm still doing that. So how did I choose books before BookTube? Mainly like I do now still. I'm erratic when it comes to choosing books. I just go into a bookstore and I pick up something that appeals to me. Can be the cover, can be the title, can be flashy colors. Buzzwords, funny. I think funny is a good word for me, and intriguing, fascinating, hilarious, things like that. Those are buzzwords for me. I don't really have a preferred choice when it comes to genre. I like to read everything, which sounds nice and interesting. And I sometimes read books where I'm like, what the hell is that? Or what happened here? How did you come to buy this one? And I'm always surprised by this way of choosing books, because even though I hardly ever know what I'm going to read, usually I pick books I like, so I'm happy about that. Of course, there are also books that I don't like. Deal breakers for me are often if the book is not funny, if it's boring. I get bored easily, and I don't like to be bored while I'm reading. So if a book is slow, not getting anywhere, the story is just nothing happening, I tend to get bored and I don't like the book. I also don't like chick literature that much, because I usually am annoyed with the character. The female characters in chick literature are always so stupid and you just want to smack them on the head and say like, do something reasonable, get a life, or something like that. So I tend to get annoyed with female characters. Also, the love triangle thing drives me up a wall, especially if you spend like the first book in a series with like, oh, they're falling in love, they're getting together, and you're like, okay, that's good. And then in a second, there's a love triangle. And you just try to break up this thing that you just spent a whole book trying to get together. And then in the second, it's like, oh, maybe I'm not sure. What the hell is that all about? So love triangles? No. Deal breaker, definitely. What has changed for me now that I'm part of this community? I have to say, you didn't influence the way how I choose books. If you've seen the last book haul I did when I was in London, I still have the same stupid idea of how to pick books. But you are introducing me to a lot of new genres, a lot of books that I have never heard of, that I want to read, that I want to buy. So I have a list that I can always go to when I don't have a bookstore, when I don't know what to read next. There's a huge list of books that I can choose from, and I just love that. I love that you guys keep introducing these books into my life, the genres, the steampunk. I am grateful that you guys introduced me to steampunk. I love that genre, and I don't think I would have discovered it without you. So that's what's changed for me. My reading horizon has expanded, and I love that. As you can see, I don't have that many buzzwords and deal breakers, but I love being part of this community. This community is awesome, and I just hope it stays like this and that we keep getting each other to read books that we might not have chosen ourselves otherwise. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you think. How did BookTube influence your life? What are your buzzwords? What are your deal breakers? Let me know in comments. And thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.